Hey little boys and girls on the YouTube. You're stumpsters. It's me, Professor Fart Pants. We moved our deck. We're done up on the hill up there, and we're down here starting another section. We started the other day. It did dry up nice, and we got a hellacious thunderstorm. It didn't start till about 6, luckily, so we didn't get rain down all day. But boy, did it pound the rain down. But it's drying back up. It's nice out. Boy, it's really nice out. I mean, it's like low 70s, no humidity, and breeze. It's beautiful. Probably like a top 10 day. We got, I was just eating my little sandwich and checking out some vids. Watching Pete's latest compilation of tidbits. Pretty good. Old Mussy 319. So, just filling everybody on the cutter situation. Dealing with the insurance company. They're supposed to be. I talked to the adjuster yesterday. We'll see what happens. Hopefully they come up with good numbers, you know. But it sounds to me like they're already trying to get the chisel out, you know. Oh, up to this amount. Well, I had it insured for a certain amount. Why wouldn't you pay that amount? We'll see. Whatever. I'm sure that's going to be a battle. But I'm checking out a few different machines. Not quite sure what I'm going to do. I'm almost contemplating just a flat bottom cutter. I don't know. They're supposed to let me know what the salvage bid is on mine, and if I want to buy it back. You know, I don't know any of these numbers yet, so I don't know. But I'm kind of waiting to see what that's going to be. I think my head and rotator's okay. It was far enough away where it didn't get a lot of the heat. Some of the hoses burned a little bit, you know, below where, you know, before they go into the head, but fire company got them out, so I don't think it did too much damage. But I don't know. It's all one unit as far as insurance is concerned, so I can't do anything until I find out what's what. But what I'd like to do, I wouldn't mind having a flat bottom unit, and the reason being either that or build another excavator. But if I do an excavator, my hot saw would be of no use at all to me. If I got a purpose-built machine, zero turn, perhaps maybe an 822 Tiger Cat or something. I don't need a big massive thing. I just don't. I'd like to go with a dangle saw head on it, and a smaller machine will cut logs just fine. But it would be nice to be able to put the hot saw back on if you get in plantation or just strictly pulpwood job. So it's kind of where I'm looking. I'm not going to buy another leveling machine. It's just, to me, it's not worth it. Because it's so wet around here. You get on these steep hills where you could really shine with it, and you slide all over the place and rip the hill all up. So it's not even logical. It's just, if it were dry, or ever going to be dry, but we've done so much of those steep pinches with, you know, just setting down on the tram road and cutting the stuff down to it because it's just too slick. I mean, it's just so wet, slippery, and you get that big 35-ton machine sliding and you're in trouble. At least a flat bottom one, you know. Well, I don't know, 8 or 10 tons less weight, you know, to begin with. And, I mean, you lose, with a hot saw, you lose a lot of capability on the hillside if you're not leveled. But here's my theory behind this. If you're cutting saw logs on a hill, the hot saw sucks because you can't get through it. You can't get through them. And you rip the hell out of the hill trying to go up around and, you know, make a notch in the front and then, you know, get back around behind it. It's just not good. It's not practical, and especially if it's wet all the time, which it is. So I mean, I've had a bunch of these dudes. I mean, I don't know who knows more about. I don't mean to be fat-headed about it. I don't mean to sound like that, but it's like I don't know who has any more experience in this stuff than I do. And I'm trying to find the perfect all-around machine, and I'm really thinking that like a zero turn, a smaller buncher, you know, like the 822. I'm even looking at a little 240 Barco, or like that 501 Cat. A dealer up here in New York State has, up above us, up in New York State, has a Barco 240. Somebody at the Oregon show was telling me, I don't know whether it was Isaac Larson or somebody was telling me that they had some boom, what do you call it, hose routing issues with them, because they routed them on the wrong side, and guys, I can't remember, but I'll look into that. But that little 240 Barco is nice. It's nice and compact. It's got the 6-7 liter Cummins in it, so I don't think it'd be too horrible on fuel. It'll run a 22 you know, hot saw, Quadco, or whatever kind you put on it. But it would also, if you put the little stinger on the end of the boom, you could throw a what would be now, you know, throw a dangle saw on it, a Ryan's or whatever. And I was thinking too, if you built a little heel rack, some of you guys in the logging might have remembered Hulteen's, well, basically the South Star is the Hulteen 750 grapple saw. But they used to have, Marv bought one years ago. He never did mount it. He had a 608 at the time. He never did mount it. He flipped it and made a pile of money. But it had a heel rack on it and a dangle saw, and it went on where your work link is, and that way you'd have a heel to dig in to pull yourself up hills. And so I'm thinking about something like that with a dangle saw, just a dangle, and that way if you are on hills, you don't have to go up by it, and it doesn't matter. You're not going to lose, because you're not cutting and carrying with a dangle saw. You're just chucking it, just like, you know. So you're not going to lose, you know, your hydraulic functions on your boom and your platform aren't as important, you know. I mean, you still got plenty of fluid running out to the saw, and you got plenty of lift to tip the trees. So I'm thinking something like that might be good all around. I'd just like to have something to do all around everything I need it to do. And with the exception of steep hill, I'm not going to worry about it, because I'm telling you, for the last 2 or 3 years, more than that, either you got an operator that don't have the nerve to run the hill, probably for good sense. I mean, I'm pretty stupid. I just do it, you know. But I've had some awful close calls too. And you don't want to roll one of them down a mountain. That's not good. I mean, people die doing that. So, a lot of the steep stuff we're doing, it's, you know, it's just wet enough where you can't really maneuver on the hill anyway. And then you've got bigger trees where you can't get around and multi-cut them with the hot saw head. So you end up dumping them by hand anyway. So if you're going to dump them by hand anyway, then sit down on the tram road, and what do you need the big 35-ton machine for? You can do that with I can do that with Kimmy, you know. But Kimmy is not quite big enough to run the whole show. I mean, it's a good little machine, but you know, I put that together to do, you know, spare jobs and, you know, have an excavator. So I really don't want to convert that into just cutting either. I want to keep it with the coupler on it, so I can, you know, still do dirt work with it. So whatever. And you know, I've staved that thing so bad. I mean, it's a nice little machine, but I've dented it up so bad. You know, it's not going to be worth a heck of a lot to sell to someone, you know, as a pristine, beautiful excavator. So I'll just keep it as my excavator, and I love it. It's a good running little machine. So that's kind of my thoughts. I'm thinking out loud. I wouldn't mind having you guys comment, add to the pot, you know. But I'm worried about this deaf stuff. They're claiming, this guy I was talking to yesterday with his Barco is claiming they're not having any trouble with it now. So, well, I don't know. I'm scared to death of it. I've just had such terrible luck with those trucks. I'm just so, I'm like a scorned lover. You know, hell hath no fury like a logger's scorn, huh? You hear this noise? That's them stupid bugs. They love me. They sit on my shoulders and sing that. This place is like flocking with them, man. They're everywhere. Big old cicada bugs. You can hear them in the background. There's a tree over here. It must have 20 of them on it. Stupid things. They're all lovesick. I don't know what the deal is. They come out of the ground. What do they call it? Pupate or whatever. They come up. If I find one, I'll make a vid. But they have these cocoon things that they're like, what do they call them? A nymph. And they come up out of the ground and they shuck out of that and sprout their wings, and then they're these. Oh, they're just beautiful. Stupid looking things. I don't know, but they're big. I mean, I had one on my shoulder the other day. It's probably the size of my thumb. And I look, and he's singing to me, right? I look, and here's these big beady red eyes looking at me. It's like, what are you, horny or what? And then I had one the other day. I was working on putting the hose on my bucket, right? And I had one on one shoulder. And then there's one on the other shoulder doing the same thing back at him. I think they was going to make some sweet, passionate music together, huh? Yeah, these dumb things are flying around everywhere. So, all right, I'm going to get back to work. Just some thoughts I had, and thanks everybody for subscribing and adding to the channel and all that fun stuff. So, kind of exciting times. I don't know what to do. I'm kind of at a deep in thought here, you know, thought process. So. But I'm kind of liking the idea of that. Maybe a little, and that Barco ain't a bad price either. I'm going to look into it some more. I've had quite a few Barco machines in the past, and I've always liked them. I had a couple loaders, and I don't know, I always liked Barco stuff. They're kind of simple still, you know, and I like that. I don't know. Okay, penny for your thoughts. Ta-ta, y'all. I'll talk to you later.